So you might be wondering what this video is about. Well, sometime between December 3rd and December 4th, a couple of thousands of YouTube channels, specifically Let's Play channels on YouTube, got hit by a couple of 100,000 or millions of content ID violations by a single actor. But we were affected as well, which is why I felt like making this video, basically just to let people know what on earth happened, and kind of speculate a bit about like how could this happen? Because don't get me wrong, this is on the people who did it, but it's also a bit on YouTube. So we'll get to that. So first of all, what happened, right? We woke up and just looked at our email and saw that we had been hit by like just a shit ton of content ID claims or copyright claims for videos that we had done, for like games, like playthroughs that we had done years ago. Suddenly we were getting flagged for them. In our case, BioShock Infinite and Bloodborne. So these games are made by different companies. They have nothing to do with each other. And I thought like, wow, that's weird. Why is that happening? We saw that the claimant was someone called Illustrated Sound Music, right? So then you start thinking, oh, okay, so it's about like copyrighted music, right? We're using copyrighted music in the game. It's just flown under the radar, I guess, and now we're getting a claim for it way later. No, that's not at all what happened. If you look at this, you'll see that it's actually a claim for visual content. So that's weird. And when you look at what it is, you can just play like the matching clip. In every case where we got claimed, it was either a cutscene or a loading screen, or a menu screen, or some sort of moment during the playthrough where your character has to remain stationary. So then we looked a bit further into this and took a look at what was being used as their reference. That's how the content ID system works. You take a video on YouTube or something, you put it into the content ID system, and you tell the content ID system to start looking for a match for this content, and then it's going to flag matches that it finds. So in this case, what was being used as the reference was, as you can see, another Let's Play series by some Brazilian guy. Apparently, our videos are being claimed for copyright infringement, right? Because someone else has played this game. And they're using their Let's Play series of the game as a reference point to where we match up, right? And now it starts making sense, the whole thing about cutscenes and stuff, because the content ID system, it just looks for a match. It tries to find something that is a visual match in this case. So that's where they sync up. That's where our Let's Play series was identical to his Let's Play series, right? Because the cutscenes are always going to be the same. And just being in a menu screen, that's going to look the same in both series. What happens then is that like all the revenue from the video will, automatically start going to the person who claimed it. Unless you dispute it, which we obviously did because this is weird and we're not being claimed by the actual game developers or game publishers or anyone associated with them. We're being claimed by someone completely different and unaffiliated with them. We're being claimed by people who do not own the rights to this content. So obviously we dispute it. Which means that like just all revenue is held until the dispute is settled, which isn't ideal either, right? So digging into it, we see that the reference channel is some Brazilian guy who has a channel called Gustavo K9 Games. So, I went to Twitter and started looking into this and trying to find out if anyone else had been affected by this or if it's just me. And just Twitter had exploded. Like there were tons of Let's Play channels that had been hit by this. Like thousands, tens of thousands possibly channels. For just a bunch of different games. It was BioShock Infinite, Dishonored, Grand Theft Auto 5, Bloodborne. I mean, American McGee is another Let's Player. He had gotten flagged for a playthrough of him playing his own game on his channel. And that was getting flagged because this Brazilian guy had also played that game on his channel. But the Brazilian guy, this Gustavo K9 Games, he's not actually the one making the claim, right? It's this other group, Illustrated Sound Music, and they're making the claim on his behalf. So let's look into who these Illustrated Sound Music guys are, right? Here we have the homepage for Illustrated Sound Music, or Illustrated Sound. Oh, make the most from your music and videos on YouTube. Monetization is much more than set it and forget it. So what this is, Illustrated Sound, the Illustrated Sound Network, if you will. This is what is referred to as an MCN, or a multi-channel network. So what this is, just an organization that works as a middleman between content creators and YouTube. They were quite popular back in the day. You'd see a lot of like Let's Play channels being associated with multi-channel networks back in the day when YouTube was still sort of primitive or in its infancy, and all of this stuff hadn't been... There was no infrastructure in place for monetizing your channel, getting your word out there on like who you were, or getting views that way. So a lot of people, or a lot of Let's Players, signed up to be a part of one of these MCNs. They would help with contacts with YouTube. They would help the channel get monetized. And they would feature them as well. Like, they'd promote them on their own channels. You'd see channels like Two Best Friends Play made a name for themselves on the Machinima network back in the day when that was a thing. But nowadays, these things are completely pointless. Like, they serve no purpose whatsoever. You know what we did when we needed to get our channel monetized? I went to the tab on YouTube, and then I clicked the I would like our channel to become monetized button, because we fulfilled the criterion that they had. And then I waited for a while, and then after a couple of weeks, YouTube got back to me and said, congratulations, your channel is now monetized. You need to set up a Google AdSense account so we can start giving you money. So I went and set up a Google AdSense account, and I told YouTube, hey, here's my Google AdSense account. And YouTube was like, oh, great. Now we know where to send you money, so you're all set. That's it. Now our channel is monetized. Don't have to do another thing. Nowadays, that's easy. It didn't used to be, and that's why we had like networks like these. But today, they serve no purpose. And what they do is, for acting as a middleman between the content creator and YouTube, they take a cut of your profits. And it can be a pretty big cut as well. We're talking like, up to like 40-50% of everything. And I guess a lot of inexperienced people, or like young people, or people who just don't know how any of this shit works, try to take advantage of being part of one of these networks to just help them out and make things a bit easier for them. But really, you don't need to. You don't need to today. At least not if you're a Let's Play channel. So what do these guys do? What purpose do they serve? Here you see what these guys are up to, what this channel does. What's interesting is that this is like for music, right? They're called Illustrated Sound Music. So they're a multi-channel network primarily for music channels. And what they do is they help music channels with content ID. And like for musicians, there is some point in doing this and getting help with doing this, right? So say I'm a budding musician out there, right? I just released my new smash hit, whatever the fuck, the Puffin McGuffin Ragtime Ragamuffin. Yeah, that's it. That's my smash hit. That's my big smash hit. It's making waves, and everyone's playing it. And oh shit, suddenly people on YouTube are starting to take my ragtime song, and they're doing Dragon Ball Z montage videos with it. And I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting credited, and I'm not getting paid, and they're using my music. Shit, what do I do? That's where the content ID system comes in. So what you do is, if you have a YouTube channel, is you upload a video with that song, and then you put it into the content ID system, And you tell YouTube, you tell the content ID system, start looking for matches. I want you to scour all of YouTube and try to find matches for this, either for a video or for audio. I want to know who on YouTube is using my song in their videos. And the content ID system will find the videos that are using this song, and it'll flag them. It will flag them for, like, a copyright infringement or a content ID claim, as it's called on YouTube. And if you claim it, then, you as a content creator get the revenue for that video. If that is, your preferred option. There are a couple of different ones. There's options for, like, revenue sharing, if you're kind of fine with your content being used. Or you could, like, just disable ads on the video because you don't want your music to be monetized in any way. You want it to be just, Or if the video is not running ads, if you want to, you can start running ads on that video against the wishes of the person who has used it. Because it's your song, so you get to decide, whatever. That's how the content ID system is normally supposed to work, right? And that's how it serves a purpose. But what these guys did, right? What these guys did is they, for some reason, they are a music network. They help musicians and whatever with content ID. So for some reason, they had a Let's Play channel as part of their network, and apparently they took his entire archive of footage. And this guy had been around, like, he had a pretty small channel. He had around 3,000 subscribers or so. But he'd been around for years. And he had over 6,000 videos in his archive of stuff that he'd played before, like tons of games. And apparently, these clowns took his entire YouTube archive and just fed all of it into the content ID system. And just told them, start looking for matches and flag them for copyright. Which is insane. It is seriously insane. Looking at Twitter, there are like, there are like 50 million YouTube channels out there, and a lot of them are Let's Play channels. A lot of them are just people playing video games and putting commentary on it. Like us. We have a Let's Play channel. That's what you're looking at right now. Not this video though, but normally. And he'd been playing a lot of popular games. Like, how many Let's Play channels on YouTube do you think have played Batman Arkham Knight or GTA 5, right? a couple of thousands. And all of them were just being spammed with content ID claims. Not just a few either. Like, there are channels out there who got hundreds of content ID claims, like overnight. People like Matt McMuscles, Liam Allen Miller, American McGee, Darkside Phil. Like, just these are big channels with like several 100,000 subscribers, and they were just getting hit left and right. And also, obviously, thousands of smaller channels who just have somewhere between, I don't know, a couple of hundreds, couple of thousand subscribers. 50, I don't know. All of them were being hit left and right by claims from Illustrated Sound Music. All of them are from the same source. So naturally, at this point, people see where they're coming from, and they see this Gustavo K9 Games being used as the reference, and they get pissed at him. His channel is absolutely bombarded by just anger from content creators. And what he tells them, he just tries to make statements about this and like making videos about it. And what he tells them is that I have no idea what's going on. This is not me. This is my network doing this. I wasn't asked about this. I didn't okay any of this. I woke up to this just as surprised as you were, which is also like insane. This hit him so hard that he put up a video where he wrote this message where he said, I apologize to everyone. It's not me claiming the videos. He's been told by his network that it was some sort of technical error that was happening, right? It's making everything impossible for him. His network is acting on his behalf, and he doesn't know how to stop them. And he also says that like he can't leave either. He signed a contract with these guys. He signed like a 1-year contract or anything, so he can't He's powerless to do anything about this. And, being accused of things he didn't do. And he wrote that unless, this is fixed, he is going to delete his channel because he doesn't want to be the cause of this. He doesn't want to be the cause of all of this outrage that he is being hit by right now. Which sucks. It sucks for him, it sucks for everyone involved. So on our end, we disputed everything, obviously. And we also wrote directly to the support for Illustrated Sound and told them that, you do not own this content. Doesn't belong to you. You have no right to claim it. Release this claim. Stop making claims against us. This is all bullshit. And, in doing so, in writing to them, the claims were released. Like pretty quickly after that. But then, new claims started ticking in. So we had to write to them again and say the same thing. And then we got this message from them where they said, "We truly apologize for the inconvenience this may have created. We have contacted YouTube over this bug, as this content was not meant to be enabled for content ID matching, and are working to resolve this as soon as possible. Please note our client is at no fault for this action. If you have not yet disputed the claim, we strongly suggest that you do so. Because if you dispute it, YouTube will hold the revenue. But if you don't dispute it, they won't." But the claims kept coming in. So we had to keep writing to them. Later on, we got a new email saying, "Hi Nicholas, we have released the new claims. Unfortunately, new claims are beyond our control while the bug is not yet fixed. We are working in the meantime to release all erroneous claims as fast as possible. We do encourage all channels affected by this bug to dispute all claims made against them. We would like to reinforce that we are in no way seeking to reinstate these claims and will release these within the next 24 to 48 hours. 24 to 48 hours. See, this happened to us once before. And it was a video made by TED Talks. You know TED Talks, right? They take some celebrity, they put him up on a stage, celebrity gets to, just have a speech about something. Cool. People listen to it. It's inspirational. And TED Talks had a presentation made by David Cage, the video game developer for Quantic Dream, who's made Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, all of those games. And we had played Detroit Become Human on our channel. He made a presentation on TED Talks, and during that presentation, he showed clips from Detroit Become Human, just cutscenes, stuff like that. They were rolling on screen while he was talking. And Ted didn't think of the ramifications for doing this, so they, in order to prevent other people from just taking his TED Talk and uploading it to their channels, just, get views and stuff for stuff that they don't own, TED Talks took that 5-minute video or whatever and put it into the content ID system to start looking for matches. But the problem here is that TED Talk showed gameplay footage from Detroit Become Human. So same thing happened. Thousands of people who had been playing Detroit Become Human on their channels suddenly got hit by content ID claims from TED Talks. But when TED was notified about this, what they did was they were on it. They were on it immediately and just released all claims instantaneously, just apologizing profusely and saying this was super messed up. We shouldn't have done this. Huge mistake on our part. We'll release everything immediately. Not these guys though. These guys need 24 to 48 hours, and I think I know why. It's because they want to know who are going to dispute it and who won't. Now, obviously, with the TED thing, right? That was probably pretty simple to fix. There was one video that they had put into the content ID system. It's pretty easy to just take it out again. But if these guys did, what we think they did, which is take an entire archive of 6,000 videos that are all of them are 20, 30, 40 minutes long, just put all of it into the content ID system. Imagine how long that would take to undo that fuck up. That huge, enormous fuck up. Because that's what it is. That's what they did. This was not a bug. This was not a technical error. This was a human fuck up. Now here's my issue with this immediately, is that they are screwing over this guy, this Brazilian guy, so goddamn hard by not being upfront with people about what happened here and not telling them what actually was the cause of this. Talking about bugs and technical errors and things that are beyond their control and stuff. That doesn't explain anything to anyone. What they should have done immediately, like as soon as this happened, they should have like been on the ball and just released a statement saying, sorry guys, we fucked up. He had nothing to do with this. This was us. We, accidentally, no, not accidentally. Like, we did a fuck up and put his entire channel archive into the content ID system. And now everyone's getting flagged left and right. He didn't do this. It was all on us. But they didn't. They didn't. They didn't release any official statement. They answered people like this. People who wrote to them. And talked about bugs and things that were outside of their control. Not answering anything. So that was on December 3rd. December 4th, they put up this message that says, hello, YouTube creators. We deeply apologize for the abundance of copyright claims on your content. We are working closely with YouTube to get these claims released and to restore order back to the Content ID ecosystem. Well, that sounds great. Please be aware that Illustrated Sound's creators... Oh, he belongs to them, right? It's one of their creators. Please be aware that Illustrated Sound's creators are not at fault for this error. We at Illustrated Sound Network are firm believers in upholding the YouTube community guidelines. No, you're not. No, you're not. And respecting the copyrights of others. No, you're not. We kindly ask you to please be patient with us as we work on correcting these issues and releasing our claims on your content. Bullshit. Later on, give it a couple of more hours, well beyond the 24 hours that Gustavo K9 Games talked about. Then they published another update where they say, to those that have been affected by the copyright claim errors of the last 24 hours, we want to extend our deepest apologies for this. We have been working hard to route the source of this issue and fix it. All claims were made as a result of an internal error for which we take full responsibility. So, it's this, here, at this point. Finally, they are accepting responsibility. Now it's no longer a bug. Now it's an internal error on their part. Because it was from the start. They knew from the start what caused this. Some clown working for them decided to just take this guy's entire channel and jam it into the Content ID system. That's what happened. That's not a bug. That's not like a technical error. Please understand, there was no malicious intent in this issue, and we have been taking steps to release all invalid claims. Important. All invalid claims that were a result from this, and avoid any more from surfacing. It is important to note that ISN affiliated channels and creators are not to blame for any of these claims. Can you say his name? Right? Can you just say it? Say Gustavo K9 Games. Say he is not to blame for this. Don't just put out some sort of generalized message that people won't understand what it means. Say Gustavo K9 Games is not to blame for this. We were acting by ourselves without his knowledge or consent. Say that. Our awesome partners at YouTube, kissing ass, are working with us to help identify and resolve any outstanding claims as quickly as possible. We understand your frustration and appreciate your patience as we fix this. Now, at the point I'm making this video, we have gotten all claims released on our channel. All the stuff from BioShock Infinite and Bloodborne. It's all been released. But, if you go to the Twitter thread for this post, right? And read comments. See this one, 6 hours ago. I think this is important. It says 36 hours and you have still not released my content. This is a scam. I am not filing a dispute. I am waiting for you to fix the error that you created. So this guy did not dispute, and his claims have not been released. Another guy, you claimed around 100 of my videos. By now, it's been 3 days, and only one video claim was released. And a lot of people have been saying the same things, where it's like, this is going to take forever. You, through the press of one button, you sent out a content ID claim for like 1 million videos. However, disputing those claims, you have to do that. You can't do that like in bulk. You have to dispute them one by one. And some people got hit by hundreds of claims. It's going to take like an entire day to sit there and dispute all of them. So when they get this message saying that like, oh, we're working to fix it. We're working to fix it. Just sit tight. Give it 48 hours. They're thinking, all right, so, maybe I don't have to dispute it. Maybe I'll just let it fix itself. See, they said that they were going to release all invalid claims, right? Well, here's the problem. See, you know what happens when you don't dispute a content ID claim? When you don't dispute a claim, you are giving a silent admission that the claim is valid. That's how it works. If you don't dispute it, you're saying that this is a valid claim. I'm not gonna fight back against it. You can just keep my revenue for this video. So they are saying that they are releasing all invalid claims. What I think that means is they are releasing all the claims from people who dispute. Or people who have like big YouTube channels and would make like a big stink about it. People who have like couple of 100,000 subscribers. But all of those small content creators who are not disputing, I'm wondering if they are going to release those claims or not. Because I think they're not going to do that. See, because people, this is how trickle-down economics works. No, this is not how trickle-down economics works. But bear with me. Say you have this like couple of years old video, whatever. It's been a while. This video is no longer making a ton of money. Maybe this video is making 5 cents a week in revenue from like people who just bump into it and watch it like at this point. So that's not a whole lot. But say you have 10 videos like that on your channel. Well, suddenly now that's 50 cents per week. Say you have 100 videos like that on your channel. All right. That's $5 per week in revenue from that. Great. So, say all of those videos got claimed. And this is what happened here. Like, there were people who got hit with hundreds of content ID claims. Hundreds. And considering, like, the wide net here, how many channels were affected? Thousands and thousands and thousands of channels. And they got hit by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of content ID claims. And when you add that all up, suddenly it's a lot of money from getting the revenue from these videos that they do not own the rights to. So, it's gonna take like 24 to 48 hours to fix this. Like, we can't do that immediately. And people who don't dispute it, they might not release those claims at all, right? Because those claims, why, those aren't invalid. If they were invalid, you would have disputed them, wouldn't you? Should have disputed it. Which is why I'm telling everyone to just dispute it. Dispute everything. I know it's going to take you like an entire day, but you got to do it. You got to go through your entire catalog and you have to dispute every single one of those claims because you cannot trust that these guys are going to be acting in good faith. And here is the sad reality of intellectual property rights, right? Listen up. I'm going to give you this one for free. No one is ever going to defend your intellectual property rights for you. That's never going to happen. You have to do it for yourself. YouTube is not going to step in and do it for you. If you believe it's yours, then, dispute everything. Every single one of them. You have to. So what's the aftermath of all this? Well, Gustavo K9 Games did exactly what he said he would to make this go away. Look at this shit. Here is his almost like just dead Twitter channel. It's not a lot of activity here, but it does have a link to his YouTube channel. And that channel no longer exists. He did exactly what he said he would do to make this go away. And he deleted his entire channel, several years of work, 6,000 videos, more than 6,000 videos, all deleted, just to make this go away. And he did that to remove their reference material when they make these claims, because they used his videos as reference. Now they can't do that anymore because those videos no longer exist. That's what he got for being part of this network. That's the added value that they gave to his Let's Play channel. You know, in addition to taking a cut of all of his profits. They also gave him this. They gave him anger and hatred from people all over the world, and him being forced to just end everything. You know, just to have some peace of mind, or just to get away from it all. Which is really sad. I'm genuinely sad for him. But like a bigger question in all of this is just how the hell could this happen in the first place? Like, how was this possible? Because you gotta start to like wonder, like, how does this content ID thing work, right? Where's the oversight? Can I just feed anything into that and YouTube's not gonna ask any questions? Like, I mean, I get it. I get that it's an algorithm. I get that it's a mostly automated system. And for this thing to work, they can't like just look into every single thing. Fine, whatever. Don't have enough manpower. It's too many claims. Too many people just filing stuff back and forth. But it's one thing to have like a song or whatever, like a 5-minute video that I just put into Content ID and ask it to start finding matches for that song. But taking an entire video archive of like thousands of 30 to 40 minute videos, just chucking all of it into the Content ID system and tell it to like just start finding matches for this and flag it. You can just do that. You can just put whatever into that system, and YouTube isn't gonna, they're not gonna ask any questions. They're not gonna like just, you know, hold that while they look into like, hey, why are you guys putting so much shit into this that you shouldn't be putting in here? No, you can just do it. Just do it. Just put whatever in there. It's all gonna be assumed to be valid unless you dispute it. It's still the case. There are still people here who have not gotten their claims released because if you don't dispute it, it is assumed to be valid. Like, I get it for music. I get it. The Content ID system works for music. I get it for movies. I get like how a visual match, it works. I understand that. But like, just playing a video game and adding commentary to it, like, it's gonna be pretty goddamn identical, but all of it's original content, right? All of it's original content, everyone's putting their own spin on it, but there are parts of those gameplay sections that are going to be identical for everyone. Specifically, cutscenes, loading screens, menu screens, stuff like that. Which is why anyone with half a brain would be able to realize that this is what would happen if you put a Let's Play series into the Content ID system. You're going to be flagging hundreds of thousands of people for things that you do not own. Anyone with half a brain would be able to figure out that this would happen. Anyone with half a brain. So like the question now is like, just, you know, where's the oversight? I would like for just, you know, YouTube to answer, like, how could this happen? How was it allowed to happen? Like, do you need to review how the Content ID system works? In like, do you need to review how people are able to file these claims? Because this is all bogus. These guys were able to file just a massive amount of fraudulent claims, and it's perfectly allowed by the system. And the only reason that it didn't work out this time was because they fucked up. They fucked up and did it at such a grand scale where they hit so many people that, you know, it became a big stink. So I guess now there are people all over the world who are pissed at these Illustrated Sound guys because, holy shit, you're revealing the scam, right? You're showing everyone how this scam works. You're not supposed to do it big time, It's like the movie Office Space, right? You're just supposed to do it in teeny tiny small little increments so that no one notices it. You're not supposed to like just take all the money at the same time. Don't take all the money at once, then people are gonna know. They're gonna see how this scam works. My point with all of this is just to see this as a PSA, people, okay? Number one, in 2019, 2020, there is no reason whatsoever to be part of these multi-channel networks. They do nothing for you. You want to see what they do to you? They do this. And they take a cut out of your profit for doing absolutely nothing. And when shit hit the fan, oh, they're supposed to be like the middleman between the content creator and YouTube, right? They're supposed to handle all of the contacts to make sure you don't have to worry about that. No. Your network has you covered. Your network has you back. So when shit hit the fan, what did they say? Oh, they said, well, shit, this was a bug. This wasn't us. This was just a bug. And we're powerless. We're powerless to stop new claims from coming in. So in effect, they couldn't do shit. Because all they do at this point is just, help you file content ID claims for you instead of just you doing it yourself. They're not providing any actual value. They're not providing any sort of service that you can't just do yourself. So yeah, don't join one of these multi-channel networks. Don't. If you are in one, get out of it. Like, let that contract run out and then just get out. Do not sign up again. They are not doing anything for you. And also, if you are one of the people who have been hit by this, just... I know it sucks, but take the time. Go through your archive, go through every one of these claims, dispute all of them. See, because here's how this sort of scam works, right? Like, you know what the problem is with all of this? Is that it's scary if you are a small content creator. This is the heart of it. Looking in your inbox and seeing things like this, copyright claim, copyright claim, copyright claim, copyright claim. That's scary. It scares the shit out of people. And they're afraid that, like, if I dispute this and I'm in the wrong, like, I could get a copyright strike on my channel and, like, my channel could be terminated by this. And then you see the claim. And you see that the claimant is someone called, like, Illustrated Sound Music. And you start thinking, like, oh shit, this is about music? This is about copyrighted music? And then as a content creator, you sort of just assume that, like, I guess I'm in the wrong. I guess I used something that I wasn't allowed to use, and I have to assume that this is valid because people wouldn't be doing this frivolously now, would they? They wouldn't just be willy-nilly just claiming a bunch of shit that they don't own. No. Illustrated Sound Music, wow, that sounds official. That sounds like a real company. Holy shit. They might not look into it closer. They might not even see that it's a visual match and not an audio match, right? And a lot of these networks, they are making their money by filing these claims against small channels all over YouTube who are too afraid to dispute it or who don't know how. But, like, I can see how this is, like, scary to people. And you just don't want to put up a fight. So you don't. And then these assholes, they get to just get them cents, get them nickels and dimes just trickling in from hundreds of thousands of channels every day. That's how they make their money. YouTube, do something about this. Make it harder for people to file frivolous claims like this. Put in some goddamn checks and balances into your system. Because this was too easy for them. It was too easy to make something like this happen, and it takes too much time and effort to fix it. Like, I'm upset about this. I'm upset mainly for Gustavo K9 Games, who had to delete his entire goddamn channel to get this problem to go away. And I'm upset about the fact that, like, this is going to continue tomorrow as well. You put a spotlight on it by this, or Illustrated Sound Music, those clowns, they put a spotlight on this by showing people just how easy it is to abuse the system. In this specific case, people, if you have been hit by this, just dispute. Dispute all the claims. And Hopefully things will be better tomorrow. Maybe this won't happen again.